All right, good morning, everyone. It is 7 a.m. on this Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us for After Sunrise. Alex Fisher alongside Kevin Charette. And
a time where we just talk about whatever.
Whatever we want. I mean, that's literally what it is. I mean, this show is just like whatever comes to mind. Top of mind, though, for me right now is just the weather forecast. I mean, seriously. Yesterday, I was out and about in the afternoon and noticed, I think I need something a little heavier than a t-shirt because there was no sun.
Yeah.
It's like the sun just didn't peek out. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still bright. You know, the sun was, it was still
but it was
bright
cooler,
outside.
for sure.
But it was a lot cooler. And I mean, it wasn't cold by any means. It was very nice.
Yeah. Don't complain.
But it kind of felt like I was at the beach.
Very beach-like, and that's kind of what it is out there this morning
today.
as well. Getting a few sprinkles. Somebody just before the show ended said, Kim Johns, actually a former coworker, said, hey, some sprinkles out near Santa Fe Way. So that's going to be the case today, some sprinkles. I'm not looking at any measurable rain, maybe a few isolated thunderstorms developing this afternoon up in the Kern River Valley. But then we clear things out tomorrow afternoon, and if you're planning Easter outside for this weekend, looking great. Easter Sunday, actually even a little warm in the mid-80s here in the valley. So,
all right, that's not too bad. Actually, I'm glad that you said it's going to kind of clear out. So I actually have the Mac and Cheese Fest. The Mac and Cheese Fest is happening this Saturday.
Oh, geez.
Right, and I
the day before Easter.
The day before Easter, and I judge it every year. And by the way, there are tickets still available. But yeah, so I judge it every year, and it's a fun, like, festival. People, you've got all of these, a few dozen, I think it's like 30 restaurants from Bakersfield come out, and they create their best mac and cheese concoction.
And mac and cheese is one of those things where you can do so many things with it.
Correct.
I know Raji Brar and her restaurant makes an incredible mac and cheese.
They've won so many times.
Numerous years.
But yeah, there's just, it's all very different. This year it's actually happening at the fairgrounds, so I'm interested to see what
it used to be at the museum, right?
Yeah. It used to be this is the first year that they've moved it to the fairgrounds. So yeah, so I'll be out there on Saturday for the Mac and Cheese Fest. This one though, I got to tell you.
Do you have any idea of the restaurants that participate?
I don't know. It kind of changes. I know like Casey's Steakhouse is out there every single year. I know that Countryside Kitchen, you just mentioned, they're out there every single year. Salty's is out there. Adam, our director, who we always talk about, but you never see him because he won't let us put a camera on it. Show him.
Yeah.
Who else is out there, Adam? He goes out there every year. Who else is out there? I'm trying to think.
I'm hoping is, they're not a new restaurant, but Taco Bros.
Yeah.
So
I think they're.
Chef Alanita owns Brunchaburger as well.
Oh, yeah.
And he comes up with so many amazing creations.
He's got good
with
pasta
his pastas.
too. Mm-hmm.
So if he didn't enter, I'm going to have to ask him.
Yeah, we'll actually talk about this today on 17 News at noon. So they're going to come on.
Folks coming in.
Yeah.
So list.
Yeah. So they're gonna come on 17 News at noon today to talk about Mac and Cheese Fest, and of course it all benefits a bunch of local nonprofits. And so I mean, not only is it fun, but I mean the whole idea here is raising money for some of our local nonprofits, which is good. And I think some of the nonprofits, I can't remember the exact ones, but I think they're more geared towards like helping our children here.
Yeah. Is it part of the CARE program?
I think so. Yeah. So that's the whole reason why it's put on. Is to raise money for kids. So that's happening on Saturday. Tickets are available. They're about $70 right now. But I'm telling you, like,
you're full by the time you leave.
You are beyond full. I mean, think about it. It's like 30 bites of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much cheese.
And Alex
so many
is really
carbs.
Full because he has to judge them all.
I know. Well, so I have because I do this every year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I do?
Huh.
I usually take just a bite. I just almost want it just to touch my tongue.
Yeah.
So I can get the flavors.
It's got to be hard because you try so many, your palate is going crazy. So
I always wash it down with water. Always wash it down with water or a little bit of beer or something just to like cleanse the palate and then move on. Because I want to give all of the
a fair shake.
Yes. And it can be overwhelming when, it's like I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so stuffed and I've got 15 more to judge.
Yeah.
No. Like, I want to give everyone a fair shot. And, of course, and then the winners of the Mac and Cheese Fest. There's like, best creation, cheesiest, most delicious overall, there's different awards.
What do you look for? See, like if I was judging mac and cheese, it'd be cheesiest. And cheesiest with flavor.
So for me, it is, how do I say this? I want like cheesiest, but it's got to actually taste like real cheese.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. If you make a dry macaroni and cheese, Sorry, you
No,
wouldn't want me judging because
I want to like take a scoop and then I have to keep doing this to like break up the cheese, you know.
And for me, it doesn't have to be like a stringy macaroni and cheese. It just has to be a nice creamy macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
But if there's any dryness at all, Kevin Short won't be a fan of it. No. Like I love Moo Creamery's mac and cheese.
Oh yeah,
very creamy.
I think you know what. I don't know if they're out there. I think they've been out there before. And there's like different festivals that happen through the year. There's like the Mac and Cheese Fest. There's the
and we're really
Brunch
talking about this
Fest.
right now because we've been on a morning show for 2 hours.
And we're so hungry.
And we have not had breakfast.
We're so hungry. I mean, it's like, that's why if you're watching, you're like, they always talk about food.
It's because we're starving after the show.
We are hungry and we are tired.
Yes.
Like that's what it is. So that's happening this weekend. And so it's nice that like, you know, the weather will be, you know, nice. And of course, and then Easter Sunday, you know, big brunch day. A lot of people, they'll go to church in the morning and then afterwards they have a nice, by the way, do you like ham on Easter?
You know, to be honest with you, we've kind of steered away from like Easter dinner so much. So we do like a breakfast in the morning. And so our go-to on Easter morning is actually making homemade biscuits and
Oh,
gravy.
that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, we've got a family brunch happening later on in the afternoon on Sunday. Actually, I need to remind myself I'm in charge of bringing a dessert.
And the reason for not so much going all out on Easter Sunday for like dinner is because most of the time I have to get back to work at 3 o'clock on Monday morning.
You don't want that to sit.
And there's just so much to do.
Actually, when do you usually have dinner?
Like on a normal night?
Yeah.
Right around 6.
Okay, but you usually go to bed around 9?
8:30-ish.
8:30-ish. So I try to eat dinner as early as I can because I hate going to bed even remotely full.
Yeah.
Because then it just like,
I would probably eat early, but we don't really wrap up our work day until
5:30,
6 in the house. So
yeah, that's my only like. It's like if I'm not having dinner, like if I'm having dinner after 6, I'm like, oh no,
yeah,
it's gonna be. I try to do like go very very.
I could probably do 4:30, but
I know
we'd be eating alone.
Well, right. I mean, well, and that's the thing. It's just like the schedule doesn't work that way. Anyways, okay. I also want to talk. We talked about the possibility of life in outer space.
Beyond Earth.
Beyond Earth.
Which I say all the time when we show space stories. We can't be the only planet in the galaxy to have life on it.
Well, scientists are saying
scientists are siding with Kevin Short.
There's more reason to believe that.
We're not saying ET, but we're not saying not.
So scientists at Johns Hopkins University say that they have found at a planet 120 light years away.
See, that's the thing. Isn't it incredible that we can depict planets that far away? That's why I sit back and I go,
Here's what's crazy. Alone? This planet is 120 light years away.
I know.
They've named it K2-18b. And not only have they found this planet.
What's a light year? I don't even know.
A light year is the distance that it takes for light to travel in 1 year, right?
Okay.
So
I don't even know that off the top.
So for example, it takes like the sun, right? Because it takes the sun's light 8 minutes to get from the sun to Earth.
Right.
Right? That's only 8 minutes. So a light year is the distance it would take from the sun to, or from any light.
Right.
From the source to, the distance that it would take for the, on the other side, on the other side of that, the distance of that.
Let's just sum it up as it's a far, 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 far away planet.
Yes, it's in a galaxy far, far away.
There you go.
But here's what's impressive. So this is 120 light years away. Okay, or AKA in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
Not only are they looking at the planet, they found a molecule.
And
on this planet that they say is proof that life forms there. They say it's the same type of molecule that here on Earth is found in living organisms like marine algae.
Okay.
So not only are the planets there, they have found a molecule,
which is incredible through a telescope, I guess.
Yeah, or I don't know how they found that.
They didn't say how they found it. But.
So all scientists are saying here with this discovery is stop thinking that it's like these alien creatures. This is not what this proves. This, though, furthers the theory that life is sustainable outside of Earth, in other planets, in galaxies, outside of our own solar system.
Yep.
So, I don't think it's necessarily surprising. It's just more, evidence that's being presented to show this. So
there you go.
The
more you know.
Yeah. Do you think that there are alien-like creatures out there? Do you think there are other people like us out there?
I don't know.
Do you like to think that there is?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Why not? It's kind of fun, at least, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the universe and you look at all these planets and stuff like that we may have not discovered, I mean, it would be, I don't know, I'm stretching here. I think it would be foolish to think that we're the only ones.
Right.
I don't know. But other people strongly would disagree with my theory.
Of course.
So.
All right. Well, let's also talk about something that's kind of out of this world, and that is this massive squid.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
It's
swimming
creepy.
with that thing.
So take a look at this. This is what they're calling a colossal squid, and it truly is colossal. It is 23 feet long.
It doesn't give it the right perspective.
No, I know. This actually looks like it's a small little...
Yeah.
I don't like it, though.
It's fascinating. It looks like it even lights up a little bit underneath it.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's fascinating. I don't like it. Also, I don't like deep sea.
Because I don't even know. Did it say how deep this thing was?
No,
it's deep.
But this is the first confirmed footage of a colossal squid in the wild. So now we should say this is actually a juvenile squid.
Yeah, so it's smaller.
So it's smaller. They usually get up to 23 feet. And then they weigh about 1,100 pounds.
23 feet. It could eat you for dinner.
Yeah. This is like the type of stuff that you...
Think about it. Eat you for dinner, and you're going to see yourself through the body of the squid.
I know.
Could you...
This is
scary.
New fear unlocked right here. So this was found near the South Sandwich Islands in the South Atlantic Ocean. So there you go. I don't know if you want to see that on your next sushi plate or something, but... Yeah, there you go.
Wow, that's incredible.
Do you like calamari?
Yeah, I love calamari.
Calamari?
Yeah.
That's good. Not saying that this is
calamari.
Calamari
style squid, but...
Yeah. Well, speaking of, if you want to go from sushi to burgers, we're talking about food. Let's go back and start talking about food again.
Yeah.
Red Robin is doing this is kind of funny to me, but also like, what? So they're doing this like unlimited... deal.
Yeah.
Like this $20 bottomless burger pass. It goes on sale, by the way, in about 45 minutes. And you can go to redrobin.com to sign up. We have one at, what is it, the Valley Plaza Mall, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah, so there you go. If you love Red Robin burgers and you want... So what it does is it comes with a burger and a side once per day. So it's not like you can go there and have like 20 burgers in one sitting.
No, but even a burger a day for a whole month? Oh my.
Yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know, that's kind of a lot.
Nutritional nightmare.
Yeah, it's not my...
I like a good burger.
Don't get me wrong, I love a good burger. You know what I like?
I just couldn't eat a burger every day.
Now, if it was an In-N-Out burger, that might be different. If it was a Moo Creamery burger, I think they have some of the best burgers in town.
Great burgers. For me personally, I just don't know if I could eat a burger every single day.
Probably not every day, but I could get close to it.
Yeah.
Like I could really...
Hey, for $20, even once a week could be fine with me.
Yeah, it's a good deal. I mean, usually a burger costs $20 alone.
Exactly.
So
good luck.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this critter cam that you have. Critter cam. So you've got some critters that you...
So I had this idea. We noticed some critters showing up at the house. And so we started everybody needs to eat. And so we created this tray of grapes, peanuts, peanut butter.
You created a charcuterie board for the critters?
For the critters. And
a critter charcuterie board.
We were noticing a skunk, and that's Beavis. Beavis is the skunk. A possum, that's Peyton. And then we had a couple.
You've named them.
Yes, of raccoons. And they come every night as well. And so I showed it once, and our news director loved it and said, whoa, why don't we show this more? And people were starting to watch. When I showed it, were like, I love seeing this. What a fun thing to show. So here we go. Let's show Kevin's Critter Cam. And this was this morning. Lucy and Ricky, well, they showed back up. What time was that? 4 in the morning, I think that is, 16 military time. 4 this morning, they came by and decided to have a little bit of breakfast. I don't know if that's Lucy or Ricky. I haven't been able to tell them apart just yet. But what they're eating on the plate is peanuts. That's what one of them's eating right now. They love cat food. And then we also put grapes. Now, they are a little picky on their grapes, let me just say. I put some purple grapes on there one day, and they looked at the camera and said, what are you doing? So I put the green grapes back, and they love green grapes. And you can see the grapes sitting there. And then also peanut butter. They like the peanut butter somewhat, but Beavis, the skunk, loves the peanut butter a lot more. So there you go. That is Kevin's Critter Can. I just love Mother Nature. And we got this idea. We watch a YouTube channel. We are animal lovers. We watch a YouTube channel back in Texas. And they have a camera set up. And they get armadillos that come. They get raccoons. They get opossums. They get deer. We've seen foxes. Again, I haven't been that lucky because I don't live. They live in the forest.
Yeah.
Or our news director asked me the first time I showed this, where do you live, in a forest?
Yeah.
Nope.
Have you seen them in person?
No. I try not to interrupt them because they are wild animals.
Right.
I'm not doing this to when I see them run out there and see if I can pet them. No, I just let them do their thing. There's a camera set up. They usually come in the early morning hours, but we don't try to interact with them.
Right.
I just feel,
Yeah.
I don't. And there's an area that is secluded by bushes all around, so it's not really impacting my neighbors or anything like that. So just a little bit of fun. We need a little bit of that nowadays.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then there's a little metal dish off to the side because, well, we feed the few neighborhood cats as well.
Oh, so you're one of
So
those people.
if you want to know Kevin's farm, we have 2 raccoons now, Lucy and Ricky. We have the opossum, Peyton. We have the skunk, and that's Beavis.
Beavis,
Sorry,
yeah.
Beavis the possum. Then I have
the skunk. Beavis is the skunk, right?
Beavis is the skunk.
Yeah.
Yes. Then Peyton is the possum.
So what happens when
But
you
I got
start
more.
getting? I was going to say these critters are going to start talking to their friends
Right.
and start.
And then we have the kitties that come by. And then I have Polly, who is the desert tortoise. And she's out for the summer. So she's been walking around her new
Are you going to
enclosure.
start charging admission to?
Right. And then we've got
to the zoo?
Pablo. And Pablo's the bearded dragon. I haven't shown Pablo.
You haven't.
I haven't
in a
showed
while.
Pablo. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll have to show Pablo.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Okay. So let's count this now. So 2 raccoons,
Uh-huh.
a possum,
Yep.
a skunk. How many?
Tortoise.
A tortoise, bearded dragon.
3 to 4 kitties that come by now.
So you're at 9 animals right now.
Yeah, and then I got Pablo. Did you get Pablo?
The bearded dragon. Yeah, I got
okay,
Pablo.
So you got 9. And then I have 2 dogs. I have
So we're at 11
London
now.
and Brooklyn.
Okay, so we were at 11.
Let me just say, the dogs are the only ones allowed in the house.
Okay. No, and Pablo, right?
Oh, Pablo, yeah, but he's in an enclosure.
Yeah. Okay. So there's
Yeah.
Kevin's friends all at the.
I don't have any kids, but I do have the animals.
Yeah, you've got a house full of them there.
No.
A backyard full of them.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
I'm a little too OCD on the cleanliness side of things.
No, I get that.
To allow any of those in the house.
I'm just gonna. You don't have any fish, do you?
No fish.
Okay. I'm just curious to see how this is gonna evolve over the
Fish
last.
are high maintenance.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
There
I tried that back in the day, and unfortunately, they just didn't do well.
I actually had a goldfish when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That.
What are those other ones that people get? That they're real pretty, but
Oh, like like not the koi fish. The koi are the big ones, but
yeah. Oh, I've
I
had
can't
koi.
remember.
At my old house, I had built a pond.
Yeah,
And
those
guess
are
who got
expensive,
those?
too.
Yeah, they were
I
expensive.
was
Guess who
gonna
got
say,
those?
Was it a?
Probably Lucy and Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
All my cameras, I saw.
Yeah.
The raccoons got them. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were. They
gotta eat.
Yeah, they gotta eat, and that's a buffet.
Yeah, that really is.
No, but I had a goldfish when I was a kid, and it was like got it like at a school fair
like
thing or
function?
whatever function. It was like, I don't know, throw a like ping pong ball into the little,
Like you see
I
at
can't
the
remember.
fair?
Yeah, or something like that. It was a
Gotcha.
school function. And brought home the goldfish, Lucky, in a bag. That goldfish lasted 4 years.
Really?
4 years.
Wow, that's good.
And I was just, and like, I mean, it got big. We had to like keep upgrading and then one day, and then it died one day. I was devastated. I look back at that now and I'm like, I was devastated over this actually. So I actually had 2 goldfish growing up. One when this is before I went to preschool. I mean, or maybe I was in preschool. I had a fish and had it for a couple weeks, something like that. And one morning I woke up and I realized the fish wasn't in there. And then I looked down and it had jumped out and it was on the carpet, dead. So that was very traumatizing for me.
Yeah.
It was very sad.
Are you artistic?
Am I artistic?
Yeah.
Why?
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm taking on this new project. So speaking of Pablo, he's outgrowing his enclosure right now. I don't think he's happy. So I bought a new aquarium and I am building it from scratch.
Oh, I love that.
I bought the aquarium. It's
enclosure,
it's 120 gallon. And then I bought
That's a good size, yeah.
Yeah, I bought the supplies, and I'm going to build. I've watched YouTube. Juan Corona, our chief photographer here, he has a bearded dragon as well, and he built his own enclosure. And so I'm taking on this task. My artistic abilities are not at the highest point, but I'm going to be building the inside of this enclosure with foam, spray foam, carving out the mountains, and then painting it so it looks like the rock. So I'm a little nervous about this adventure, but yeah, I'm going to start that here in a couple of weeks. I should do a time lapse.
You should. So that actually kind of reminds me of you've been calm. You've been on the train, right?
Yeah.
And so you know how they have the train model there?
Yes.
The model train that goes around and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, I've always wanted to drive the train.
Yeah. So you know that you can. You
have to be.
You have to be like certified or
whatever.
You
get all
but
certified.
like, I mean, there's a bunch of volunteers out there.
I know.
But you should totally do that. You should try. Anyways, but the model train that they have as you're waiting in line. It's in a closure.
Yeah.
But my uncle actually did the backdrop. He painted the backdrop of the.
Oh.
Like
while you're waiting.
Yeah, while you're waiting.
Okay.
And then my grandpa, who loved working there before he passed away, he would make little trees, like model trees. And put them all over, and then and they did like the foam and carve out rocks and mountains and stuff. And so my uncle did the painting, and then it kind of like comes out into the painting, and then the foreground is like some mountains and so forth.
I think the key to any art project is you have to have patience. You have to, in your mind, have a step of progression of how you're going to do it, and that's where I lack sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I just got to get it done.
Yep.
And when you rush something, nothing ever turns out the way you really wanted. So as I start this process, I have to take my time, don't get frustrated. Open my mind up and how I want to do it.
And it's your art.
There's no wrong, there's no right.
Correct. It's your art.
Well,
so you can kind of do what
Yeah.
And and you even hear about how like artists, I mean, they don't go in. It's like there are no mistakes.
Right.
Whatever they're doing, it's their art. It's their work. And if there's something that they don't like, they will sometimes they won't go back and erase it. It's like, oh, I'll just utilize. This is where I'm at. I'll continue on from there, or whatever it may be. So
we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do a time lapse, and everybody can see kind of how it goes.
When are you looking to get that done?
Well,
like a spring project.
In the next few weeks. The aquarium arrives on the 24th, I think. So once I get the aquarium, then I can kind of figure out
Yeah.
And then I was going to do it ahead of time. Like I was going to do the walls and stuff ahead of time, but I think it's probably best I do it once the aquarium's here.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Let's talk about something that caught my eye. This is like a huge debate.
Okay.
I feel like with a lot of couples, it's whether or not sleeping next to your partner is beneficial to your sleep and your health.
Well, people watching probably are thinking, well, it depends on your partner.
It depends on your partner. Yeah. So I'll read this study. So it shows that people often do sleep better when they're dozing off next to their partners. So experts say sleeping in pairs can make you feel more emotionally and physically secure, giving you, and your partner just a little better night's rest. You feel more calm at night. And then, of course, when this happens, when you're cuddling, when you're actually physically touching them, it releases oxytocin, right? That's the love hormone that we always talk about, and that makes you feel less stressed. It makes you feel more relaxed and so forth. But and this is what's interesting too. If you are consistently sleeping next to your partner, your heart rates will start syncing up.
Oh, wow.
And so you can actually have your heart rates and then your sleep cycles. Both of those can perfectly align and go in rhythm. Now, I don't know how anyone can actually hold on to their partner all night long and just say like, I'm staying in bed tonight like this, and then like we're going to wake up tomorrow morning and be in this position.
Yeah, I think people you get too hot, and
too hot or whatever, and you're going to toss and turn. I mean, so I actually like to sleep on the I like to face out. I don't like to face in my bed. I like to face out and like on the corner, right? I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's just like I've always been like that.
It's weird how what side they sleep on.
But yeah, so you can start on one side and then, it's like you think that's where, and then you fall asleep and then you can.
Yeah. And the one thing is when you talk about to couples nowadays, a lot of people sleep in separate rooms because of snoring and stuff like that.
Or the other thing too is like if you're
one stays up later when
if you're with your partner and then like they fall asleep before you do,
right,
and then they
twitch
and once they go into that REM cycle, and then you're like, and then that wakes you up. And I'm already like it's hard for I'm a light sleeper. Now once I'm asleep, it's over, right? Like I'm asleep. But if for whatever reason, because you go through the cycles,
rhythm, yeah.
If something though it's got to hit obviously at the right moment. If it hits me at the right moment where it wakes me up, I'm up.
Well, for some reason, I don't know if this
and then I can't go back to sleep.
This has been something that's been growing over time. But when I talk to folks, snoring is becoming more and more prevalent with folks. And I don't know if it's because we're working harder.
There could be a lot of factors.
But I think that's a key cause for a lot. What really helped me, because as we know, snoring, affects your sleep. And I said this I think a couple days ago, I got a CPAP machine. And boy, that really has made a difference.
Changed your life almost?
I don't snore at night anymore, for sure.
So you're getting
higher
quality sleep.
Yeah, I'm getting more oxygen flow through, my nose and stuff like that. And I don't toss and turn as much. I was really not sleeping well because I know for a fact, because it would wake me up, I would toss and turn, trying to get comfortable. But ever since I started the CPAP machine, I don't toss and turn as much. I feel more alert. So, yeah. And it helped with that snoring. That usually puts people in separate bedrooms.
Right. All right. So there you go. It's also important. I think there's also, like if you're excessively drinking, right before you go to bed or something, that will also make you snore. That will also raise your heart rate because it's like your body is trying to metabolize all of that while you're sleeping, which kind of wreaks havoc on the body anyways.
Right.
Same with like eating. They say if you eat right before you go to bed, that can cause, you can be at an increases your chances of snoring. There's just so many factors and everything, but it can disrupt your sleep. So, and it's important to get like that sweet spot of 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night.
I can only wish.
I know. I have not been getting good sleep lately. Yeah. I go through these phases where I get perfect sleep. I'm hitting all my goals. My phone, that tracks my sleep is like, good job, you're doing it. And then in other times, which I am right now, it's like, you need to pay attention to it.
I just have to stay on a schedule.
I know.
Go to bed at 8:30. I get home by 1. I take a nap and then start over again.
Yeah, well, that's impossible for us. All right. Thanks so much for joining us for After Sunrise. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your day, everyone.